Tend to the smallest fire and it can melt icebergs. The dying light. "5 p.m. downtown. Snow falls on the most wonderful time of the year. Everywhere, people hurry from one place to another. The workday is ending. The last rays of the sun are disappearing over the horizon, left in the city in a cloudy blue as feet scurry across the road. Some are rushing to see loved ones. Some are buying last-minute presents. But everyone is looking forward to a warm home and a delicious meal. 5 p.m. on Christmas Eve, truly a busy time. Main Street doesn't seem more traffic than at this time of the day, at this time of the season. Which is why it's perfect for business. Okay, Poppy. There is one group of people on Main Street who aren't in as much of a hurry. Those in the stores, and those behind the stands that line in the street, putting last-minute deals. Poppy is one of a dozen or so vendors still waiting outside as people rush by. Matches, get your matches here. Girl beamed as she holds a bundle of matches in both hands for passerbyers to see. Matches, only 20 cents for a bundle of 100 matches. Hello, sir. Look, you'll need matches. How much will you start a fire in your fireplace? Sorry, I've already stocked up on all my matches I needed this season. Well, what's one more? I'll cut you a deal for 10 cents a bundle. Looks around nervously for an excuse to leave. Finding none, he said bluntly, "Oh, sorry, I'm in a hurry." The man hurries away, leaving Poppy standing with her mouth still open. Darn, thought I really had that sale. Well, no matter. I'll just do better and sell multiple bundles next time. Matches, get your matches here. Okay. The lights slowly go out the store. Out store by store, as owners lock up for the night. One by one until they are all replaced by a single lamp at the end of the street. A bright, flickering glow wavering in the light breeze, and illuminating the snowflakes fluttering across the night. 7 p.m. downtown. Matches, get your matches here. Missy, you still here? Oh yeah, so would you like to buy some matches, sir? The lamplighter laughed and wasted his own pack. I already covered for work. But I mean, what are you doing here? It's getting dark and the snow only looks like it'll get worse. He looks back at the lamp he just lit. Even a light as strong as that one might not last through the night. You should be heading home, everyone else asked. Tyler looks around at the emptying streets, wide-eyed. He's right. There aren't any people left anymore. Only a few groups of people still walk down the snow-covered cobblestones. Partygoers late to their destination, a Scrooge or two working late, shopkeepers locking up and leaving for home. Last time I heard the church bells ring, it was only 6 times. Surely people will still come out to see the lights, the sights. I miss it. It's Christmas Eve. Everyone's home with their families. And you ought to be too. Alright, that's still my mind. I was thinking of how more people will be walking here tonight too. Silly me. But it's so busy, yet I haven't made any sales. Lamplighter lets out a shiver, waves at her as he leaves. Well, Missy, I don't know about you, but I'm heading home. It's getting cold. With this wind, the lamps won't light for long either. Get home safe. Thank you, sir. Okay, restaurant's still bright. That means people are still celebrating. When they're done eating, they'll want to go home to a warm bed. They'll buy matches for that. She looks up at the falling snowflakes and holds her hand out, catching and melting them on her fingers as she continues her salesgirl smile. 9 p.m. downtown. As the night drew on, people started leaving the restaurant as they closed for the night. A couple approaches Poppy and she steps forward with a bright smile. Matches? We like some matches. Okay. Perhaps she was feeling bold with that one, but the man didn't have to push her out of the way. Poppy drops the bundle of matches and it lands in a pile of snow on the side of the road. Yeah, I can't sell these now. Then don't shove them in people's faces. What are you, daft? Oh, actually, you're a jerk. You were a jerk. You're one of those. Stop that, darling. She's just a girl. She's old enough to know better. Go home, girl. Why do anyone want to buy any matches? Don't they want to be warm? That's all I ever needed. I can't go home without selling anything. Father's waiting for money. She bends down to pick the bundles of wet matches and sighs as the slightly wet matches stare back at her, shining with drops of water here and there. She does her best to pick out as many dry matches as she can, but they had landed flat in the snow. Out of a bundle of over 30, she can only save 10 or so. A sudden wind picks up and remaining matches slip from her hands, landing in the puddle on the side of the road this time. She lets out a second sigh. Doesn't matter, those are already wet. And then the wind blows again and the snow starts falling faster and harder, fluttering against her eyelashes and stinging her eyes as the wind blows them to her face. Poppy squints at the snowstorm and lets out a shiver as she shuffles towards a nearby alcove. I can't see anyone out there. I can't sell anything if I can't see anyone. It's okay to take a break now, right? With that thought in mind, she takes a seat on the cold, wet brick as she brushes wet hair out of her eyes. The alcove barely fit her. Some hole cut into the wall of a building facing the alleyway. Must have been used to hold firewood. Given the storm and the temperature, tonight all the wood was taken and used. The wood is gone. The sunlight is warm. Can't see much, but I can still see the main road if I sit in this direction. The entire world outside the alcove was a blistering white with snowflakes flying in every which direction. Poppy suddenly felt thankful. She pulled herself into the alcove in time. 10 p.m. downtown. Poppy blows through her hands, rubs them together, trying to warm herself up, but she can't stop shivering. It's okay. Storm will stop soon. Storm will stop soon. And then I'll go back out there, be able to sell more. She shivered violently, unable to finish the sentence as she hugs herself and her muscles, attempting to generate heat. Hesitatingly and with trembling hands, reaches into her basket and rifles through till she grabs one of the stray matches she saved from the wet and discarded bundle. Just one. I still have so many to sell. It's okay if I use just one. Just one. Burning alone. 10:45 p.m. A warmly lit room, a bright fire, a faded couch. Poppy couldn't help leaning her head towards the fire. Absent-mindedly, she curled her fingers towards the flickering flames. Right as her hand reached out and grabbed her shoulders. Stop. 10:45 p.m. downtown. Poppy jumped, startled by the yell that rang clearly in her ears. Within the tiny flame of the match, she saw a clear as day 2 children sitting by a great warm fire. How was this possible? She can't believe her eyes. Yet she watches 2 tiny figures, looking in the light, stand up and walk away from the fire to sit on a nearby couch. Curious at the sight, Poppy brings the match closer, basking in the warmth as she watches the scene. From the farthest reaches of her mind, a forgotten memory crawls towards the light of the match. 6 years ago, orphanage. Poppy jumped, startled by the yell as she was yanked away from the fire. They both stumbled, but only she lost her footing. Joe, who grabbed her shoulder, quickly caught and steadied her. What do you think you're doing? Fire is dangerous. You shouldn't get that close. Rudy was a strange child at the orphanage, like the other children who kept to themselves. He was constantly trying to make conversation with others. Poppy mostly watched him try to talk to others, and Rudy had spoken with her a few times, which she enjoyed, even if he was a little odd. A little too easily excitable. And then I was feeling cold, so I was a little close to warm up. It looked like I was going to burn myself. Oh, I see. I'm sorry then. Yeah, you were getting so close. I was a little worried. This fire isn't warm enough. You should add more wood to make it burn brighter. I see. Do you have more wood? And no. I wish we could buy some more tomorrow morning. Alright, you got a new job at the factory recently. But you're spending more money on us. Shouldn't you spend it on yourself? I'm gonna probably spend more money on myself when everyone else in the orphanage is cold and hungry. I'm gonna be able to do it. Speaking of cold, we don't have any more firewood, but we can do this instead. He walked behind the couch and gave it a shove, motioning for Poppy to move out of the way as he pushed the couch close to the fire. Finally, he saw when it was less than a meter of space between the couch and the fireplace. There. Now we can sit and be warm. Can you just warn me about getting too close to the fire? Never push the flammable things towards it. It's safe when I do it, okay? He laughed as he climbed over the couch and took a seat with his legs tucked underneath him. Come sit with me. Fire's not any stronger. The couch is further away than I was standing. It's not going to be any warmer. It'll be warmer if we sit together. Don't believe me? Why don't you try sitting with me first? It'll be better than standing on your own over there. Fine. Harry took baby steps until she was in front of the couch and took Rudy's hand to climb over the armrest. She had it elegantly on her stomach as Rudy let go of her hand and laughed heartily. Stop laughing. This is your fault. Oh, don't pout. You're too cute when you do that. Silence spread between them as Poppy got herself into a more comfortable sitting position in front of the fire. She kept her gaze on the flames, afraid of how her expression would change if she dared look at Rudy now. However, while she was preoccupied with watching the fire, Rudy looked around at everything anxiously in silence. Finally, Rudy thought of something to say. You've been here a few months now, haven't you? How do you like it? Surprised by the question, Poppy lifted her head to look at Rudy. Panic flashed across Rudy's eyes as he realized the stupidity of his questions, and he scrambled to correct himself. So I guess anywhere must have been better than this, huh? It was a lot better? Where you were, I mean? I lived with my grandmother. She was so warm, but one night she became cold. Poppy bites down her bottom lip before she could say the last two words. She didn't look at Rudy, but she was sure he understood. She had been at the orphanage for 2 months and 12 days. She counted because she didn't want to forget the day her grandmother didn't wake up. Do you think we know when we die? I think we got a feeling, especially as we get older, like someone's calling us maybe. The days before she died, she looked for my father. Mother passed away a long time ago, and father disappeared a few years ago. It was just grandma and me. Yes, I'm busy right now. Doing what? Are you looking for my father? Are you trying to send me away? Poppy. I was so angry at her that night, but she wouldn't explain to me why she did it. I got over pretty fast, but I still wish I hadn't got mad at all. And then 2 weeks later, on that night before she died, she prepared 2 days worth of food for me, and you made so much food. I expected someone over. No, I just want to make sure my darling Poppy had enough to eat. I don't eat this much, Grandma. We had dinner, and put the leftovers aside and went to bed. Grandma, where are you? Grandma? Please. Someone else in the room? She's my only grandchild. Promise me you'll look after her. That's all I asked for. You've always been such an annoying woman. Grandma? Tommy, what are you doing out of bed? Because you're cold while I'm around this late at night. Grandma, are you really sending me away after all? No, of course not. Don't leave me, please, Grandma. I love you. Don't leave me. Poppy, I love you too. We'll never want to leave you. Rosary, don't leave, Grandma. Alright. Why is she looking around? She's looking for something? I don't see anything out of the ordinary here. Let's go back to bed. I won't leave. Who was she talking to? Probably gave a shrug. Doesn't matter. Wherever it was didn't come to find me. Woke that morning and she was cold. Grandma? Grandma? No, somebody help. Our grandma. Our grandma won't wake up. She feels so cold. I ran to find someone to help. When I found someone, all they did was take her away. Probably hug her knees, rest their head on them. Stop! Where are you taking her? It's just a kid. I don't know how to be delicate for a kid. You take care of the old lady. I'll try talking to her. Stop, you can't take her. Good kid, we have to. She's dead. You understand what that means? So you're gonna stand it better. You'll be able to live your life. Her good too. She'll want to rest in peace somewhere else. But is she not comfortable here? I'll take care of the house and everything. I can light fires, I can clean the top shelves. Kid. Okay, I can't reach the top shelf, but I can manage the second to the top. No one even touches the things that high, so it'll be fine. We don't take Grandma away. Sorry, but we have to. That's not delicate. But I understand now why you had to. I feel bad, actually, for making him try to explain that to me. In the end, no one came to find me. The stew was left uneaten and forgotten in their rush to get me out. They sent me here, near his orphanage. I'm sorry for asking. It's okay. This happened. 2 months and 12 days ago. A long time ago. So I'm fine. Part of me still can't believe it. They all just left. Everyone. Mother, father, even Grandma. Tears in her eyes. Took every ounce of strength to keep him back. She didn't want to cry in front of Rudy. She didn't want to trouble him with... I'll stay with you. I'll stay with you, okay? I know I'm not your mom or your dad or your grandma, but you're not alone, okay? I'll be here. I'll always be here with you. I'll stay. I'm fine, I promise, but thank you. Two of them sat there for a while, till the fire died into embers, and I remember thinking, it is warmer. In the fire, not now. So it's warmer to sit with someone. But in the end, he left me too. They're going to adopt me. Really? It's great news. I'm happy for you. But why? Well, have to find work. What? Would they? He sure looked like Papa ran up to him, took both of his hands in hers. What does it matter? You're wanted. We'll have a family. Was it too much? Was the bitterness and sadness too evident in her voice? The tears that stung in her eyes. Well, don't you dare cry and be happy for him. Her dips her head down. Even if she cries, at least don't let them see. Poppy, I promise I'll be back. I'll come back to see you. I won't. I refuse to break my promise. I'll stay with you. Gently, he placed a finger under Poppy's chin, lightly tilted her face up to look at him. Sorry, I want to say goodbye with good wishes. Poppy, I promise. I promise I'll come back to help you. Thank you. I'm sorry. Even though today is your day to be happy, I'm kinda needing you to cheer me up again. Each person softened and relaxed, still holding Poppy's hand. hands in his. It's alright. Makes me happy if knowing I can make you happy too. I'll be waiting then. And yeah, he never did come back. 11 p.m. downtown. Match had long since burnt out, with a black stalk stinging her fingers. Tiny flame died in the frigid air. That happened so long ago, she may have forgotten about him. And in her heart, she found, I miss him. I miss sitting by the fire with someone. Grandma, Rudy. It was warmer when I could sit next to someone. When was the last time you sat with someone in front of a warm fire? No, I can't cry. I can't get lost in memories. I have matches to sell. No one will buy matches from Crying Girl. With a heave, she pulled herself up and out of the alcove. So her stomach calmed itself in the past 15 minutes. Snow still fell heavily, but nothing like whipping winds earlier. Cautiously, Poppy steps out onto the road again. The world was covered in a thick layer of white, her footprints the only color painting the ground as she steps out. She almost felt bad ruining it. Matches for sale, she said, but it was barely a cry. Her voice barely above what she used for a soft conversation. Pumps her breath into the night, watching as it dissipates into the air. Down the road, the single lamp had been blown out by the storm. The streets were still bright, snow reflecting light from the sky. Heidi decided to shiver, and not seeing a single soul on the street, decided to return to the alcove. Maybe there'll be more people who'll come by later. Return. It's not too hard. You want to see more people? Haven't sold a single match yet. Can't go home if I haven't sold any matches. Dissipating heat. 11:15 p.m. downtown. Poppy huddles in the alcove again, rubbing her hands to warm up from venturing out into the streets. As storm picks up again, Poppy searches through her basket and pulls out another string match from earlier. It shouldn't. Some that can eventually be sold, but she can't help but remember the vision from last time she struck the match. So alone out here, the idea of being with someone again was too much of a draw. Even if it's just 5 seconds, I want to see you again. She strikes the second match. What greeted her was not the image of a pale blue orphanage with barely enough heat to warm half its occupants. Instead, there was a grand and wonderful feast spread out on a sturdy wooden table before her. Decorated candlesticks stood at the middle of the table, casting a warm glow to the food in front of her. For a moment, Poppy was speechless at the sight before her. She hadn't seen a meal this extravagant in years. What's that mess in the window? I can't be the only one that's seeing it. Justin's father. Her thoughts trailed off at the very person she thought of appearing in the scene before her. He loved Poppy. It's all for you. Eventually, tears started slipping from her eyes. You were so kind, Father. 5 years ago, orphanage. Poppy, come with me. Poppy looked up from the weathered and torn pages of her picture book she was flipping through, saw the fringe of her caretaker's dress disappear around the corner. Was she in trouble for something? Peter and Luigi only called the child into her office if they were in trouble for something. And everyone had heard the wails from the office when that happens. So Poppy followed the caretaker out of the living room into the office. Then where dark thoughts brewed in her head. What kind of trouble was she in? Did she do something wrong? She never kept to herself, especially after Rudy left. She had no one to talk to, no one to bother, no one to offend. When she arrived at the office, she was surprised to see a familiar-looking man sitting in a chair across from her desk, sullen and nervously gripping his hat between trembling fingers. He was dressed modestly, clothes faded and worn, the stains steeped too deep and too long to be washed out. Poppy could spot various nicks and cuts on his face. his beard unevenly shaved. It's just her. Father? Abby's eyebrows raised at the sound of her name. Seeing her reaction, the man started towards her, making her somewhat back surprised to the caretaker. Father, it is you. You remember me? It's me. I'm your father. Father? The pieces started clicking together. In her face, there resembled pieces of her grandmother and herself in the mirror, packed together with parts of a stranger. Yes, do you remember me, Poppy? It was hard to remember him. Poppy didn't have many memories of the man from her childhood. A brief glance as she saw a man drinking, falling asleep by the fire, no bed of his own in the one-room apartment. She saw shadows, people laughing while arguing before a cloudy window, and she saw a hand on a knob, door closed with one final bang. Yet, seeing the hope in the man's eyes, she couldn't help but feel as though she knew him too. We need a little more light. There we go. With a hesitant smile, she answered, I think so. Poppy, oh Poppy. Harry was suddenly pulled to a hug by a man for a brief moment, and she was stunned, speechless. Her when the man started shaking and crying, she relaxed, feeling pity for him. Poppy, I'm so glad I found you, Poppy. I'm so sorry I left you. I never should have done it. I'm so sorry. I promise everything will be good from now on. It's okay. Thank you. Thank you for coming back for me, Father. Sorry for breaking up the touchy moment. She needs signs of paper for Poppy's release, as well as discuss payment. Louis read Poppy and stood up to talk with the caretaker. Of course. No cost too great to have Poppy by my side again. Poppy watched the two adults walked away, leaving her in the chilly office in a lingering warmth of her father's hug. For the first time since Rudy left the orphanage, Poppy found her lips tugging up into a small smile. Someone returned for her. Dang, did it again. The door opened into a small but warm apartment, brightly lit by the window that faced outward into the street. Sorry, it's so small. This is all I could afford, even alone. If their orphanage really squeezed as much money as they could out of me. Never mind that. The important thing is that I have you back. Definitely be forgiven. Forgiven? So sorry. But no, don't be sorry. First, I wanted to get you. I wanted you here. There's only one room, but you can have it. I want you to be safe and warm after all. What? Where will you sleep? There's a couch out here. I feel to bed. Oh, you're already doing all this for me. Haven't come to find me? I'm already grateful. Don't need to make any more sacrifices for me. His words, expression softened. His smile on his face was replaced with trembling lips and Poppy spotted tears rolling from the corners of his eyes. What a wonderful girl you've become. Thank you, Poppy. As the door settled, Poppy's father moved, walking into the apartment, which weren't much. Poppy didn't own much, just a couple of sets of undergarments, 2 dresses that allowed her to swap clothes between washes, and 1 pair of shoes. Everything she had grown accustomed to, all the faded books and worn dolls belonged to the orphanage. She couldn't bring any of them with her. How did she register for school, too? Really? Well, Poppy had never been to school. Never thought she'd ever have the chance to. Not hearing this capacity attend made her eyes, hearing she possibly could attend made her eyes wide and starry. As every hit should go to school. Besides, it'll make you happy, right? Orphanage caretaker said you like books. Yes, I always like looking at the pictures. Someone at the orphanage will read to me. Did they teach you how to read? Well, did they teach you how to read? Yeah. Well, but I didn't get far. Well, they'll teach you in school. Although it won't be now. It says it's too far too late in the semester to accept new students. That's alright. Thank you so much for everything already. I don't know how to repay you. Not since we're family. You'll need to repay me for anything. At least, let me take care of your chores. I don't know how to read or write, but I know how to clean and cook good. Grandma taught me how to make a few dishes. You're alright. You're with her. I couldn't be sure, but she thought she saw her father's expression sour. She died, huh? In close to her time, I suppose. I'm sorry, I missed it. Father, where were you? He faltered, looking uncertainly fearful. His lips trembled. Listen, Poppy, I'm honest when I say I regret leaving you behind. You believe me, right? Confused, Poppy nodded. Father had come all this way to find her and even pay for school. If she didn't love her and regret his action, why would he do all this for her? Well, let's see. Quick save. Yeah. Alright, so that quick save is done. Let's see. Yes. So, unfortunately, I do have to end it here. I just wanted to play it because it honestly looks interesting. And it's one of the things I saw, add to my list, wanted to try and see. But unfortunately, I do have to end it here. If you haven't already, noticed, I'm a little bit under the weather. My voice, my throat is kind of, so I can't fit the story right now. I don't necessarily want to do a part 2, just kind of wanted to play it and show it for y'all the best way I can with my current state at the moment. So if you, enjoyed the video, of course, like, comment, subscribe, share, all that fun stuff. And I'm going to leave it here. And if y'all want to play it for yourself, of course, I will put everything in the description below for y'all to try it. And so last matches, really nice, didn't expect it to be so sad. I really didn't read the description, but I mean, I still enjoyed the story for what it is so far. It's very touching, hopefully things turn out well for Poppy, and hopefully her father isn't as bad as I think he might be. So I'm gonna end it here. Hope y'all enjoyed the video. Happy New Year's. Hopefully y'all had a good Christmas, and I will see y'all in the next one.